This video will show you 3 things to remember when feeling inferior to other people. I'm going to share with you ways of turning that around so that you feel more confident about yourself and you're able to really be who you prefer to be. Welcome back to another video. My name is Aaron and I help people expand their consciousness. Now in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you some of my own personal experiences with feeling inferior, how I've been able to really switch it around so that I feel confident about myself, so I'm able to relate to people in a new way. Not necessarily relate to people like I'm better than anybody else, but relate to people in the sense of we are all on the same plane, we're all on the same level, and when we start to look at ourselves like that, that's where a lot of the power is. Now, of course, that means also having confidence in ourselves because we must have a strong self-image. Because understand that when it comes to our self-image, it's a cybernetic mechanism, which means however we see ourselves, we'll always act consistent to that. And if we see ourselves as not enough, or if we see ourselves as less than other people, we're going to kind of mold to those experiences. We're going to find ourselves like kind of being at the effect rather than being at the cause. And the moment we switch that around is the moment we start to gain our power back. So we can still see ourselves as very efficient at what we do. We can still see ourselves as successful. Doesn't mean we have to like compare ourselves and think of other people as unsuccessful. It just has to do with understanding and having confidence in ourselves. You know, it's the idea of we feel confident without arrogance. Arrogance is when we feel better than other people. Confidence is when we just know our own worth. Now that's the idea. Now the first thing to remember if you're ever feeling inferior to other people is that that inferiority complex or feeling that way is not an actual fact. It is an interpretation of something that has happened. So this means that say we're giving a meaning to a situation. Maybe we got rejected by somebody, or maybe we went for a job interview and we didn't get the job. The idea is that we can look at that situation. The only time we're really going to feel that feeling of inferiority is the idea of when we are giving it the meaning that's saying that this is who I am. This meaning has so much weight over my life. But if we realize that the meaning we give it can be something that we reframe, so there's a lot of power in reframing, that's where we start to gain our power back. So say that we said, you know, in the larger scope of my life, this is probably a very good thing because I never know where that could end up. I could end up getting a better job in the future. I could end up finding something I'm even more passionate about. And then when I look back at the situation, I'm very grateful it happened. You see, we reframe it in the present moment. If somebody rejected you, the idea is that what you can do is you can reframe the meaning. You could say, you know what, I had the balls to go up to somebody else and introduce myself or talk to them. Who else would do that? You can look at yourself and say, you know, maybe there's so many other people out there that I would have been wasting my time with that one person, so I'm glad that it aligned that way. So you see, reframe it in the present moment, and as you reframe it, you start to feel totally different about it. You see, meaning comes from what we put and what we give to. We give the meaning in our life depending upon our perspective. And if we change that meaning, we change the way we feel about it, and we change just about everything. So realize first off that if you're feeling that way, it is not an actual fact that you are inferior. It is simply an interpretation of an event, an interpretation of something that has happened, or of some type of meaning that we're giving in our life. And if we switch the meaning, we switch just about everything. Now the second thing to remember if you are feeling inferior to other people is that that is coming from comparison. That means that we're saying that this is how we rank against this person. Now understand, a lot of us have been conditioned to think this way because of the media, because of the magazines we have, because, you know, we have these models that look a certain way, and our intention or our desire is to just be good enough so that we could be exactly like them. That's our goal. We get, you know, pitched all of these ideas. We get these magazine covers, we get these commercials that show us how we should be. They set the barrier. This is the barrier of how you should be. And then if we measure up anything less than that, we feel inferior. But the idea is to realize first off that you can't be compared. You are unique for who you are. You are, in a way, this sounds funny, but a special snowflake. There is nobody else like you. And because there is nobody else like you, you can't really compare yourself to anyone else. Now think about it in the scale. We have the scale, and we are not better than anybody else. We are not below anybody else. We are simply ourselves. And because we are unique, we can't really be compared. So the way to get through this is to first off take out yourself from comparing yourself to other people. And anytime you find yourself going back to that comparison and comparing yourself, you know, this friend I grew up with is doing this well, and this friend I grew up with is doing less better than me, so I should feel good about myself. Realize that that's a cop-out. That what you can do is put the awareness back within and focus on generating the emotions from within. You have the ability to feel whole and complete with just yourself, with just the way you feel about yourself, with just the focus of I am already whole and complete. And then when you look to other people, you see them as having their own experience and knowing that you can't really compare yourself to them, because it's just a matter of knowing that that comes from within. That comes from a matter of self-awareness more so than anything else. So realize that everyone is doing the best they can from where they are. Everyone makes decisions based on their own level of rationalization. And when we begin to understand this, we see that we are unique, we are special, we are already whole and complete, and the only way we will ever feel that is from the awareness that that is who we are. So then we start to take ourselves out of the comparison mode, the social conditioning that says that this is the bar of where we have to be. We must be this perfect model, look this weight, have this body weight image, have the self-image that you are already whole and complete. By knowing you're doing the best you can in the present moment. Take action, doing what you want to do, and know that it's coming from an action, it's coming from that place of already feeling whole and complete. Now, the third thing to remember if you're ever feeling inferior is that it's coming from focus. It's coming from a momentum of focus. We're focused on these things that have happened in the past. We're focused on these things that are happening right now, and that focus is on something that's not serving us. That's on something in an interpretation that's not serving us. And understand that whatever we focus on will grow. So if we're focused on times that we failed in the past, we are recreating those and that emotion in the present moment. And then as we project ourselves into the future and as we are taking action, what we are doing is we are tailoring and carrying that weight with us. We are carrying that, and that's becoming a part of our experience. So all we have to do is start to shift our focus. From not what we don't want and not what the things that we regret are, but shift it to the present moment and what action we can take right now, and knowing that as we focus on what we want, as we focus on our outcome, we're going to start to feel more confident. So this is about a matter of momentum. There is so much power in momentum. If you're feeling any negative emotion whatsoever, it's coming from a recycling of those thoughts over and over again. But we think on average about 60 to 70,000 thoughts a day, and of those, over 90% of them recycled from the day before. And the idea is that the most powerful thing that we can do is reprogram our subconscious mind by having repetition and a new perspective. And I've created a subconscious mind meditation that you can listen to right before you go to bed. You can listen to this throughout your day, maybe once or twice, take a break and listen to it. And what this does is this refocuses you on the perfect parts of yourself. This refocuses you on having the beliefs that are necessary, on taking the action that is necessary, on generating the motion that is necessary to be the perfect version of yourself. This is something that's changed my life. I give it away for free. It's in the description box right below. You'll see a link there. Go ahead and download that MP3 and use it every day. And I promise you, you will start to change your subconscious mind. So remember that all you have to do is first off know that you cannot be compared to other people. That we are not better than anybody else. We are not below anybody else. We simply are whole, complete already, and unique. Remember, secondly, that anytime we feel inferior to other people, that's coming from a belief and a giving a power to the meaning of certain things that have happened. It is not an actual fact that we are inferior. It's simply an interpretation of something that happens. If we reframe it by looking at it in a new way, we will start to generate a new type of emotion. And then thirdly, it's coming from momentum of focus. If we put the focus instead of out there, but more of on ourselves and how we're already whole and complete, we will start to find evidence of that. Whatever we focus on will grow, and the idea is to focus on what actually serves us. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Feel free to download that subconscious mind meditation below. It is absolutely free. It is my gift to you. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Feel free to like this video if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that little notification gear so that you're able to see the daily vids that I do. And other than that, I will see you guys on the next vid. Peace, much love, namaste.